Could a trade be brewing for the Detroit Lions? Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If this is your first time here, we talk all things about the Detroit Lions, so consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. It is the Lions bye week, and it was my bye week as well. Starting a new channel that will launch on, it's already launched, but we will have live shows over there beginning Monday the 17th. It is called Syndicate Sports Detroit. So with the Lions having a bye week, I just took this time to kind of take a few steps back from this channel and put more energy into that one. And we will be starting that, have live shows, videos. We'll be talking about more than just the Detroit Lions, hopefully. I'm on the lookout for creators right now. So that's what I've been doing. But with the bye week nearing its end, it's time to get back to work. The Detroit Lions are in desperate need of some type of defense. Now, it's been coming out of the internet, fan-sided, Lions Wire, other places like that, that Brad Holmes could have a trade brewing for before the trade deadline. Now, me personally, I don't think we have anybody to trade but TJ Hawkins as far as what another team would want. I don't think there's anybody on the roster that garners any type of trade potential. Now, TJ Hawkinson is on year 4. We've already given him his 5th-year option. So the thing is, will we part with TJ Hawkinson? I don't think we will. However, we do have 2 first-round picks next year. And Brad is an aggressive GM. He's also very cheap, but he's aggressive nonetheless. And a trade could be brewing because without additional personnel on our team, we're not going to make, I don't see much of a difference. Now, the Detroit Lions are ranked bottom, the last in defensive ranking. The only thing they don't have anymore is there's a stat. I think we still allowed the most points, but it's some stat in the middle that we're 31. But really, we're 32 throughout the entire league. And there's not anybody on the roster that's going to make a change, to be honest with you. So now, will Brad Holmes pull the trigger before the trade deadline this year? Last year, he didn't make a move. Now, last year was a throwaway year. Why make a move, right? But we did trade for Trinity Benson in the offseason, and look how that turned out. Denver wound up getting some picks. They used one of those picks to trade for quarterback Russell Wilson. But will the Detroit Lions make a move before the trade deadline? Now, there's been a few names to pop up. Most recently, just a couple of minutes ago, cornerback Sidney Jones from the Seattle Seahawks, I think he was a 2nd-round pick in 2017, somewhere around there. He's injured a lot, but he would probably fit when it comes to money-wise. Another person that popped up on the list is Daron Payne from the Washington Commanders. Now, he's a defensive tackle, and he's probably going to command I want to say about $8.5 million, somewhere around there. Shout out to my guy, the Dern. But I think the number one person on this list that the Detroit Lions are kind of linked to is defensive end Brian Burns. Now, Brian Burns is a cornerstone of that defense for the Carolina Panthers, but with the firing of Matt Rule, could the Carolina Panthers be looking to have a fire sale? But the deal would have to be right. I did put a poll out on the community tab for you guys to put your input, and here's what you had to say about Brian Burns and a potential trade. Should the Detroit Lions trade a 1st and 3rd for defensive end Brian Burns? Out of 1,400 votes, 77% said no, draft next year, and 23% said yes, get him. So that's what you guys feel about Brian Burns, but let's check out what Fansided had to say. Brian Burns is a top end, if under the radar, edge rusher with the 3rd most quarterback pressures in the league, currently at 24 according to Pro Football Focus, and 4 sacks so far this season. He fell just short of double-digit sacks in 2020 and 2021, 9 each season. And it's a threshold that motivated him big time heading into the season. Burns carries a $4.3 million cap hit this year, and he is under contract via his 5th-year option through 2023, just over 16 next year. A new team would have to embrace giving him a nice contract extension to justify giving up a premium draft pick. But Burns can be a long-term building block since he won't turn 25 until April. Should Holmes be willing to part with the 2023 first-round pick he has via the Rams and maybe an extra later pick or 2 in 2023 or beyond to get Burns? The answer is an absolute yes, but the odds don't seem great. So what do you think about giving up Matthew Stafford's 2023 pick and maybe a later pick? If I remember this correctly, somebody in the live stream show yesterday said the first round pick in 2024, but a second round pick coming up in 2023. I think if you get your hands on Brian Burns, it will require a first round pick, no doubt. The dude has been right on the cusp of double-digit sacks the last 2 years, and I think he's a guy that could help this defense out. If we had a pass rush, somebody to get to the quarterback, it will make the secondary that much easier. So if I had to pick, I would pick somebody to put on the defensive line as far as that. Now, the cap hit and what he's owed next year would be huge, and extending him, we would have to have him through next year and then try to get this guy to stay. To give up that much for just the rest of 2022 and 2023, I don't want to do that. But if we could somehow keep him on the roster, sign him to another contract, then I would say yes, 100%, because this defense, unless it's going to really cripple us in the future, we need all the help we can get, and we need somebody that's going to change the tide of a game. We can't keep getting these guys off the street. I'm sorry, Alex Anzalone, Chris Board, Deshaun Elliott, who's playing very well, Juju Hughes, Mike Hughes. We can't keep doing that and expect an impact to be made on our team. We can't keep expecting to get people that will not make an impact and an impact be made. You know what I mean? Not everybody is a Malcolm Rodriguez. Not everybody is a late round hidden gem. So let me know in the comments below. If you don't like this deal, what would you, it's going to require a first round pick for sure. So what would you be willing to give up for the Detroit Lions to potentially trade for Brian Burns? Let me know in the comment section below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. It felt good to not have the stress of the Lions this week. We come back against the Dallas Cowboys, which one analyst thinks that we can win this game. So that's going to be interesting. You'll hear what I have to say later this week. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions. Good thing we have the week off.